Hello. It is Chris Raquel. I am back again. I wanted to check in with you all. There's an important topic that I'd like to go over with you, and it is specifically about how to date more than one person at a time. So I know a lot of times we think that, okay, you meet one person and then you start dating them and that's that. But one thing I actually found, when I was put in that situation, was that it's actually really helpful to date more than one person at a time. So if you all have seen my other videos, I am engaged as of September this year, 2022. And when I started dating my fiance, he wasn't the only person that I dated. So I know in the past, online dating was kind of taboo or controversial, but it has become a lot more popular nowadays. So what I decided was, I actually was praying a lot, and I decided I really wanted someone in my life. I really wanted a fiance, or a husband, I should say, not fiance. And I had been in a relationship prior to that and it didn't work out. So I prayed and I decided, you know what, I'm going to take it a little bit more seriously in terms of online dating. I work from home, so I don't always get a lot of time to go out and about, or spend time with a lot of people to go out and like meet other people or even go to events. However, I decided I was going to go online, and I did. So I found a lot of things and I learned a lot of things. So after I was online dating for a few weeks, I would say I met or I interacted with 3 men within a 2 to 3 week period. So what happened was, I had already decided the qualities that I was looking for in a man. I was looking for a man that was kind-hearted. The most important to me was character. And I also believe in roles in terms of the Bible. So I believe a man has a certain role, that he's the leader. He is there to provide for the woman. I believe the woman is... she has her own role as well. She's supposed to maintain the home. Of course, she bears the children, and things like that. However, so I had these qualities that I was looking for: leadership, character, kind-hearted, person who shares the same faith as me, which is Christianity, and a man that was strong, that could lead me. I'm a very kind-hearted person, but I also know that I'm highly intelligent, so I was looking for a man who was also intelligent, just because your partner has to align with you in certain aspects. Of course, opposites attract in certain ways. However, there's certain things that maybe won't work. Like, for instance, if I'm believing that a man is the leader and he's the head, and everybody has a different mental capacity. If I know I'm a highly intelligent person, I know that the man who's going to lead me also needs to be highly intelligent. So I ended up connecting with a few different gentlemen. One man I connected with, and we ended up going on a date. I'm not going to get into the different types of dates that I went on early on and like what happened and how I maneuvered through them. But I met him on a Christian website, a Christian dating website, and then from there we connected. We spoke for a little bit, and he was very intentional about what he wanted in terms of he was looking for a wife. He didn't say that through like the chat messaging thing or anything, but he was intentional as well with me. And the reason why I'm saying it's so important it would be beneficial to date more than one individual. So the reason why I'm saying it is beneficial to date more than one man when you are dating and looking for something long-term, looking for a spouse, looking for a husband, it's because it makes you more alert about what you need in an individual, what you want, and it helps you to not just settle for certain things because the person seems like they're okay, or like they seem like they would be a pretty good fit. They're the best fit that you've seen so far. So that first person that I met, they were a gentleman for the most part. they believed in roles for a man and a woman in terms of the Christian outlook, not saying anything in terms of the man is the head and like he's going to dominate the woman, nothing like that. That's not my viewpoint whatsoever. But he had those qualities. I really liked it. But the thing is, had I not continued speaking to other individuals, I would have pretty much kind of settled on him. He was definitely interested in me. He wanted me to be exclusive with him, and he already had plans, was talking about marriage. Mind you, I'm not recommending that you date multiple people for a very long period of time, and I'll get into that a little bit later. But it's very beneficial to date more than one. There were some qualities in him that were fine. They were okay. He was a good person. However, it wasn't really for me. So he was a nice man, very attractive, kind-hearted, but he wasn't for me. So initially when I connected with him, that's the thing. When you connect with somebody that you're interested in, on online dating, there's so many different people. So whether you're on a Christian site, because that was the only person I met on a Christian site, I was on another site, the most known one that you probably wouldn't think you would find someone that would match if you're a Christian, but that site has changed a lot, I think, over the years. Now so many people are on it that it's not just like creepy people or people looking for a hookup. But in terms of him, so initially, like, I connected with him. I can't remember exactly when, but let's say it was the end of a month, but I did not leave the website. You do not want to end your search online as soon as you meet somebody that you think is nice. So the whole purpose of online dating is for you to find matches that are okay. So as a woman, as you're on there, you want to make sure you're looking cute. I can probably make another video about that at a later date in terms of what your online dating profile should look like. However, you want to make sure that you're going through your messages, and any man that says you're beautiful, that doesn't mean you should talk to them. But let's say you've gone through, there's been so many crazy people, there's been so many people that were off there, and you just like X them out, you moved on from them. If you had to block them, you blocked them. But then you find somebody who you had a couple interactions with, and then they seem okay. They should definitely ask for your number within, I don't want to give an exact timeline, but, within a week or less of conversing, after you realize you've come to find that they're not like very crazy or into something that's not something you're interested in, then you can proceed and give them their phone number. So I ended up doing so. I gave my phone number, and we communicated from there. He was interested in me, and we went from there. I did not stop on the other website. So I think I started right around the same time on the other website, and within a week from interacting with that first person, I met somebody else. Not met in person, still haven't met anybody in person. And then I went and I connected with a third person, maybe I think a day or two after the second person. This is just after going through. You have to make sure you are vigilant in terms of the responses that you're getting, making sure you're reading through the lines, not just settling on anybody who approaches you. And people are going to approach you if you're looking physically attractive, you have a nice couple blurbs in your profile, and you say what you're about, people are going to approach you. So, for whatever reason, I could not connect in person with any of these three gentlemen right away. But what I did was I had a couple conversations with them. That's the main thing. You want to make sure you're having a few conversations. I know I said I'll talk about this more when I'm doing my online dating video, but you do want to make sure you've spoken with them. And then from there, early on, within that first conversation, maybe about 30-minute conversation, or I don't know if it's going to be an hour, you want to make sure they ask you to take you out. You're not looking for somebody who's going to be texting back and forth with you. But anyway, I initially had that first interaction. I had a phone call with the first guy, and I was like, oh, this guy's really nice. He seems interested in me. But for whatever reason, I couldn't connect with them. I was traveling, so I couldn't connect in person. If I would have just settled on that first person, I would have lost out on my fiance, because guess what number he was? He was not the first. He was not the second. He was the third of the three. So I connected with these individuals. I met in person with them. The first guy, he was very kind to me, nice. In terms of the reason why I didn't end up selecting him of the three, he was the first I actually ended communication with, or stopped dating after about a month's time. And it was because I found something in him that I felt just a little speck of like selfishness. And not selfishness like, oh, in your face, like I'm gonna do this for me, not for you. It was just kind of like, in a man, I'm looking for a man who's gonna kind of go out his way for me as the woman. As the woman, I do feel like we are the prize. Not saying the man has no value, he certainly does, but as the Bible says, a man who finds a wife finds a good thing. What you'll find when a man finds a spouse is usually his life gets way better. It increases. As you know, a woman does a lot for a man, so his life usually becomes easier, actually. But obviously he'll start working harder for his family, but a man's life usually is easier. He doesn't have to do a lot for himself anymore if the woman is maintaining the home, cooking, doing all those things. Of course, a man can help with those things and clean and everything like that, do laundry if he would like and help. But generally speaking, even though things are changing in the modern world, a woman does a lot of those things, so a man's life is going to come easier. A man who finds a wife finds a good thing, and a woman is there to help the man. She's his helper, honestly. But not saying we don't have value, because I already said we are the prize. We are that gift to a man. But, you know, we make the man's life easier and everything like that. So I ended up, like I said, connecting after I was traveling. I went out with that first man. I really liked him, but something inside of me told me to just continue, you know, and see how things are. After that, I had already had those 3 dates planned, you know, while I was traveling. I connected with them before I was traveling, but like right before for the second and third, and like a week or so before for the first. Maybe I started connecting, yeah, a week before, like a week and a half with the first gentleman, and then like I connected like maybe 2 weeks before I traveled with the second and third. So I didn't so on while I was away, I think I spoke once with the first gentleman, once with my fiance, the third one, and then like I don't think we might have texted right before with the second one, and then and made our plans. So I made plans, I think either while I was traveling or before I was traveling. And after that the first date that I had when I returned was with the first gentleman. He wanted to see me. And after that date, like I really liked him, and I was like, wow, this could be the person for me. You know, I don't believe in long engagements and things like that. I'm looking for a spouse. So I, after everything that he told me, and he seemed to be really strong in his faith, and I was like, okay, this could be somebody for me. He seems very interested in me. He seems serious. At the time when we connected, I was 33, recently turned 33, and he was, I believe, 39, turning 40 this year. And yeah, he was a very nice person. He seemed serious about me. You know, looks is not at the top, but that's always a plus. You know, I'm more interested in character. I've never been so serious about like their finance, although it's important too. He seemed to be doing well there. I think he had his own some sort of a business that he was doing, and he seemed like he had a strong belief that he's supposed to provide and things like that. But above all, it's character. And as I mentioned, and then come out until a little bit later, I noticed like a little bit of selfishness in terms of, not selfish, I guess, but more so, I kind of sensed the idea of like a 50-50 mindset, even though he would say like he believes the woman has a choice in terms of whether she works. Just like what he did in terms of like, it's not a huge deal because he was a good guy. Like, I still see that in him, but just little things I was like, okay, I'm looking for a man who's more like this. But he was a really good guy. After that first date, I could have settled on that. Like, I was still getting to know him anyway, but I could have settled on him. And another thing with him, I seemed like he wasn't like asking me so many questions about me, or like really remembering things about me. But that came a little bit later on. That was like one of the deciding factors, that along with like the slight selfishness. So second guy, really liked him. He was nice. He was funny. Like, I have a funny side to me, so I like that about him. He was super cool. Also nice, attractive guy, and funny. and I enjoyed that date as well. But just mentioning the first guy I could have settled on, just because I not continued to date the other two. So that's so important. You want to make sure that you are not just settling. The whole point of dating is to find someone, get to know them. If you're looking for a spouse, it's to find a spouse. So you're not just going to settle on just any random person that comes up to you. You need to make sure that they're the right person for you in terms of what you need. It's not all about what we want, what you need in your life, and going from there. So, and you have picks. If you're fully in prayer, God can give you options. Of course, for some people, there's just somebody that God has right for you and you choose. But honestly, dating, God gives us choice. Just like he gives us choice about what car you want. He gives you a choice about what you want for your life in terms of your career. Choice for what food you want to eat. God gives you choices. If you're praying for what you want, he's going to give you choices. Like, for instance, I'm not saying that any of these guys were bad. They were all really good fits. They'd be great for somebody. They'd be great husbands, honestly. And I'm happy that God gave me the opportunity to connect with them. So all you have to do is pray, and then you're going to connect with different people. One thing you don't want to do is you do not want to you don't want to lead anybody on. That's super important in the situation. I was clear. I let each of the gentlemen know that I was, my goal was to find someone, seriously, and I made it clear that I wasn't just dating them. That's super important. It's not for you to try to put it in their face if they really like you and say, oh, well, there's somebody else I'm seeing, they're doing this for me. Absolutely not. That's not okay. That's not nice, I should say. But you want to be clear. You want to be honest. So, and then also, if you're dating multiple people, which you should be when you're getting to know somebody, you want to make sure that you're not doing anything physical with them. You shouldn't be holding their hand. You should not be kissing them at all. Honestly, you're looking for a husband. So why would you be kissing somebody for no reason, and then you're finding that they're not even the right person for you? Then you end up finding the person that's for you. So you shouldn't be doing anything like that. And then just know, like, if you start doing the hand holding, then somebody's going to probably want something else. They're going to want to kiss you. If they do try to kiss you, you can give them your cheek if you want. You can give them a hug, or you can just say, oh, no, thank you. But yeah. In terms of that, like I said, the second person was nice as well, funny. From my perspective, I think he just needed some more healing to do. But I'm sure he's going to be a good fit for someone just like the first guy. And then the third gentleman, he was also had a funny side. Definitely, he was ready to move forward, and he wanted a wife as well. And we just related more. He was funny, like I said, and he also had great character. And yeah, it just was from there. I just felt like the first one, I feel like I didn't fully feel the full connection, like after meeting the other two. That's why you want to connect with others, because you don't want to just be like, all right, he's good enough, he's gonna treat me well, he's gonna provide for my life, and that's it. Some people believe in that. I don't. You want to feel that like heart connection with the first gentleman. I truly feel he was a very good candidate for anyone who want to marry him if it's a good fit. But however, I didn't feel that full connection. So he was the one that I had to let go first. And in terms of letting them go, you don't want to take too much time. This is not time to play around, to waste time, say, oh yeah, look, I'm out on dates, look at me, oh, these men want me. Absolutely not. That's not what dating is for. You're being careful with them, and they should be careful with you. You're not opening your heart completely to these men. You're just getting to know them. It's really an interview process for you. I'm not saying it's not an interview process for the men, but really the men is supposed to see you, they want you, and then you see whether or not they're a good fit for you. It shouldn't really be the other way around. It shouldn't be like the men, like, okay, I'm here, I know I have this, now show me what makes you the one. No, the man should be so into you. And in that case, all three of the men were very into me. It was obvious. That's why it's important to be up front and tell them that you are, you're in this to find a person for you. And that way they'll know that you're serious, and they know they can't really play any games. But then you kind of would have figured out if they were serious or not, because they're going to be intentional with you. If they are seeking the same thing you are, they should actually reveal that to you first. But yeah, you want to just make sure that you are clear about what you're looking for, which I did, and then you don't want to prolong the process. So if you're finding that you're starting to really like one of them, you want to just continue to see and go from there, a process of elimination. Me personally, I try not to make it too emotional, because that's not, there shouldn't be really too many emotions in the beginning. You don't know them, you're getting to know them, you're trying to find out about them, laughing, having a good time, and that sort of thing. There should be no arguments when you're getting to know somebody. So you're getting to know them, and then you're going to go through a process of elimination. You want to base things on, okay, is this a good person? Are they a hard worker? Do they have character? Are they lying to you? Yeah, if they're lying to you, that's not a good sign. I'm sure you don't want a liar. Like I always say, I have conversations with people, sometimes with my mom. We talk about how if you're gonna lie, you're gonna steal, you're gonna cheat, and you can probably kill too. So yeah, just wanted to be mindful of that. You want to be looking at those characteristics. If you're interested in a provider, man, like I said, money is absolutely not everything. However, if it's somebody who there's I've talked about the age. The first one I said was 39, turning 40. The second one was 40, just turned 40 this year. And then the third one, he was 34, going to be 35. But anyway, so you want to make sure you're looking for those great characteristics. Like I said, money is not the most important factor, but if you're seeing that somebody is 40 years old and they seem to be lazy, that's a bad characteristic, right? You are looking for somebody who's a hard worker. If for some reason they haven't advanced really far in their career, there should be a reason why, whether it's they recently found a new job or something like that. That's completely different. But somebody who seems to be lazy, seems to be looking for you to pay the bills, that's how you can do a process of elimination right there. Bills as in like the dates. Of course, in this day and age, a lot of times men are meeting women who are interested in doing 50-50 for dates, so they may be a little bit scared or cautious when offering. However, the man for me is going to pay regardless. Or he's going to offer, even if he's a little nervous that I might say, what you mean you're paying for me? I can pay for myself. He's going to offer that anyway. But it's just whatever you're looking for, right? Character is important. A man might not be rich, but is he doing nice things for you? Is he treating you well? That reminds me of something. With the men that I was getting to know, this, like I said, I was traveling. This was close to my birthday, a little bit after my birthday, that I went on these dates. And my fiance, he was so sweet to me. I didn't expect this because my birthday had passed already. But he actually made our first date like my birthday, like a birthday for me dinner. He had like champagne at the restaurant for me, flowers, dessert, and we had like a nice dinner. And I picked where I wanted to go. He asked me, not that it's important, it's okay if the man chooses, I think that's nice too, but my fiance wanted to make sure that I liked the place, so he chose, or he asked me where I wanted to go, and I just thought it was gonna be a regular first date. And so yeah, like just little things like that shows that, okay, this person is caring, they were nice, they were interested in getting to they were interested, they remembered things about me. I was like, oh, it was nice. That was the first thing, of course. I wasn't judging like the first or second guy in terms of that, but I was like, oh wow, that was so nice, and it made me very happy because I wasn't expecting that, honestly. We weren't really talking about my birthday or anything. But you want to just do that process of elimination, and I said you do not want to take too long of a time to decide, because you don't want them to start catching feelings for you, starting to like you a lot, and then you have to like end things. So I would recommend you go on several dates with them. A man who is really interested in you, he is going to be trying to go on a date with you every single week. And if you're finding that it's like every 2 weeks, just kind of think to yourself, all right, they may have met somebody else and they're also deciding between you and someone else. Or maybe they don't have the finance to go on a date every week. But I'll say the second part, with not having the finance, I don't think that really makes sense, because a man doesn't have to spend a lot to go on a date. Like if he's just getting to know you, like you can spend depending on where you go, you can spend like $50 for a date. And that's if you're really serious. If a man is really serious about dating a woman, he will have to set that aside for like a weekly date. And it's okay if you cannot afford to do more than that. There's nothing wrong with that. In terms of where he is in life, it all depends. So one thing about my fiance as well, he made sure that we had a date like every single week, every single weekend. We don't live in the same city, but every single weekend he'd make sure that we had a date. And then the first 1 and 2, it was like not every week. It was like maybe every 2 weeks. But like I said, and that also helped me see, like, okay, he's making the effort, like he's spending time with me. And like I mentioned in my other video, no FaceTime, right? They need to see you. They need to see you in person. If they want to have your time, they need to put that time aside so they can have real FaceTime with you. But yeah, that was a great characteristic about my fiance. And I keep going around about talking about this in terms of how much time to take. You do not want to take too long of a time. For me, it can vary, so I'm not going to say this is 100% correct, but you want to make sure that you are spending time with them in terms of in person. They should be doing dates, and they should be reaching out to you for calls as well. I was able to eliminate the first gentleman of the 3, who was the first one that I started talking to. I was able to eliminate that connection, I believe, after 1 month of talking. Yeah, 1 month of talking, and I think so, or a month and a half, I think, maybe 4 or 5 weeks. Like 5 weeks of talking, a month of going on a few dates. Mind you, it was 2 dates. So you don't want to, I know I said it's not about like going out, oh, he's doing this for me, that for me, oh yeah, I'm going on dates, I'm just going to prolong this. Absolutely not. But you definitely want to make sure you want a couple of dates with them, so you don't also want to take advantage of anybody. So I would say, in terms of time frame, you know, I think a man should be trying to take you out every week. I think so. But in terms of time frame, if you want to do it by dates, I would say 2 to 3 dates. And I would say, if you're dating a couple, I mean, after a month, you should probably realize which one is not for you. So that's what happened with me. After a month, I realized the first one, I was like, oh, this is a lot. I'm doing a lot of things right now, working, and I have other things that are going on in my life too that I'm doing. I'm like, oh, let me just, this is too much for me. And with the second one, I eliminated that person, I think about like 2 months or so after initially talking with them. And then I was left with my fiance, and I was like, oh, he's the one. And I would say before I eliminated anyone, he was kind of the one that I felt like in my heart, but I also wasn't trying to make it so emotional because I didn't know these people. I'm just getting to know them, but he's the one that I felt like, oh, okay, I feel that honesty, like, oh, I feel that connection with you. But I didn't want to base anything off of connection. I wanted to base it off of like real things. Like that's the thing, you want to monitor them, watch them. What are they doing? How are they treating you? Are they trying to like touch you after you told them that you're just getting to know them? And you know, you want to get to know people and find a husband. Like, are they trying to like take it there for no reason, like trying to kiss you? Are they not abusive, but are they like saying things to you to kind of manipulate you? I would say like one of them kind of did that. The other one kind of was a little bit trying to play games all of a sudden. Are they like acting one way, like they're so into you, then they become, yes, that's what happened with the second one. He was inconsistent. That's how I ended up eliminating him. I really felt connection with him too, but not as much as I did with the third one. But then it was just things with him, little things that was like, okay, I don't think he was ready. I think he needed to take some more time for some healing. However, the first one, he just became inconsistent, but not taking away from any of them, the first 2 gentlemen, because they really were nice. They were really nice guys. I hope they're doing okay. I'm sure they are. But they just weren't the right guy for me. So yeah, that's how you want to eliminate. You do not want to prolong the process. um you want to just make sure that they're caring, they're the right person for you. And here's the thing, this is a big one. Even when you select, so after I selected, that wasn't it. That didn't mean that, okay, he's mine, okay, we're together. No, I actually told my fiance, I was like, okay, I'm still getting to know you. I let him know that, like, I told him this, I don't believe in boyfriend girlfriends. That's not what I'm here for. I believe in, like, a marriage. I'm looking for the right person for me. I don't really think the title of boyfriend and girlfriend means anything, but that's another story. That's another video, I should say. So yeah, we was very intentional. And then after 5 months of dating, 5.5 of knowing, since we actually started talking, like through the website, I became a fiance, okay. But yeah, this video is all about just making sure that you are doing the right process. This is how you can date more than one person at once, and you do not want to prolong the process. That's the main thing. You want to be monitoring them, watching them, seeing why they would be a good fit with you, and do not settle for the first person just because they're nice, kind to you. That can actually let you end up in a bad situation. Just keep in mind, if one person finds you attractive, several will. So also be prayerful, because that was not a coincidence that I happened to just connect with 3 great gentlemen within about a 2-week time frame in terms of when we first connected online. So be prayerful, and then also being prayerful is going to give you that discernment to see whether that person is right for you. And of course, you can always ask your family as well, give them details, but all in all, it's going to be up to you when you make the decision. So let me know if this was helpful. If you have any questions, please send it to that email below, askkrystalracquel@gmail.com. I'm available to answer any questions that you have about life, dating, anything that you need in terms of your next step. And I am here for you. So I'm so happy I was able to get on today. I'm going to try to do a couple more videos today because I missed one, I think, last week. But if you have any questions, let me know. Have a great day. Bye.